Welcome to round two. So week two is awareness, and awareness precedes change. Awareness is all about restoring your freedom to choose what you want instead of having your past impose on you. Okay, so we're going to stand at this crossroad where our past conditioning is going to meet our future choices. And in that opportunity, you will have that chance to choose or to choose to let your past conditioning keep running your life. So what we cover in week two is compassionate inquiry. That is the ability for us to go deep within so we can select the right target. We're going to talk about what is the right target. Yeah, the moving that we did was breathing, moving. So we're moving with the sticks in different places and creating flow because our body keeps the score and our fascia holds the energy, and that's just a way to move it through. And then we did some funny stuff with arms spinning and leg crossing, because if we can challenge the brain with new pathways, new neural pathways, what we call motor engrams, we did the hand crossover or the law of facilitation, we can start to create space to be a new me. If I expect to hop out of the bed at the same time with the same energy and shower the same way and go through the same routine and try to create change, it's going to be difficult. So I might get up at a different time and I might hop out of the other side of the bed. I might walk before I shower and I might have juice instead of coffee, and create a space to be a new me. Then we went through and looked at box breathing, the 4-pattern box breathing, the in, the hold, the out, the hold, and we added to it, the witness and the courage loop if it was needed. I'll talk about that shortly. Then we jumped into the ice immersion and we did 4 minutes at 2 degrees. Now, the homework or the field work is with the journal that you've been currently doing from week one, where we're doing our physiological sigh, 5 to 15 physiological sighs. Yeah. Now what we're going to do this week is we're going to be doing 5 to 10 minutes of box breathing with the witness and the courage loop if it's needed. At the end of that, I want you to journal down anything that might come up for you that might be holding you back. And with the gratitudes, we do 3 different gratitudes now. Instead of just doing 3 things we're grateful for, we're going to do one thing I'm grateful for. One thing I'm grateful for in the small, the mundane, the everyday. The things like being able to use a washing machine, or seeing an old couple holding hands, or just enjoying the sun on your face at lunchtime. Listening to your kids laugh or cry. Just something that's the everyday. Appreciating the steam coming off your cacao or your coffee in the morning. Okay. And then the third gratitude is, what am I grateful for in a lesson? In having learned something. Why am I grateful for that? Okay. Now, in the box breathing, it's a part of the homework. We've got our 4-step breath: in, hold, out, hold. When that keeps running, so the witness part is, once we've got the rhythm going, we just try to stay focused just on the breath. And what the witness is we get this, create some awareness of every time our mind starts to wander and it's not on the breath. We just accept that thought. Thank you, thought. Thank you, thought, for turning up. But now I'm just going to come back to my breath. As we do that, we can build more focus and more concentration. Now, with the witness, we go to stage 2. Now, not only are we witnessing when the thought has come and we've gone off the breath, but we're also going to see, what is it? Is it positively charged or negatively charged? Yeah. Am I really excited and inspired about an activity next week? If yes, that's great. Just come back to the breath. If not, then we're going to go and have a look. What was that negative charge? And we're going to stop it. And the courage loop is, I got this. Easy day. Every day in every way, I'm better and better. Every day in every way, I'm better and better, until my energy returns. Then I go back to the breath. And I'll explain why that's important. But when we do the box breathing, we use the witness. That increases focus and concentration. With the witness, if we notice that the thought has a negative charge to it, we're going to break that cycle and we're going to get straight back into our mantra to lift our energy back up. And then we're going to come back to box breathing. And that way we're going to learn to break these negative thought loops, these negative patterns. Because if Dr. Joe Dispenza is right, and we are more programmed for survival than thriving, We have about 60,000 thoughts a day. 2/3 of them are probably more based towards survival than thriving. We might be having around 40,000 thoughts a day, holding us back from that true version of ourselves. And we wonder why it's difficult for us to take action. So we're going to create some awareness about what these thought patterns are. Okay. Last week, we looked at our values and our optimist me, and, in my life, in these 10 areas, where am I going to look at creating success? Where am I in relation to them? What's important to me? Because a high level life is really, really intimate. To be able to get enough leverage and control, to be able to change from space A to space B. Now, we spoke in the course that most people don't change from space A to space B because they're not in enough pain yet. And that around 90 to 95% of people change out of desperation more than inspiration. Now, we can use these tools and understand that when we understand our values, our beliefs, what we are, what we think about ourselves, where we are in life, we can get a bit of leverage on ourselves. We can connect more to our values and create more inspiration. So our new pace, our new goal, this new place, this new being actually holds some power and some interest and control for me. And we can make being stuck where we are discomfort, create it to have a level of discomfort enough to want us to shift. And we're going to do that through these things. So just to recap, okay, week 2, we're going to go into compassionate inquiry, which is the deeper understanding of ourselves, creating awareness. What thoughts are going through you when you're having a shower, when you're driving your car? Are you able to disconnect and spend time in stillness? Because stillness is a powerful teacher. Okay. We did some breathing movements. Yeah. Okay. Box breathing, witness courage loop. Let's just get into a couple of little things. Now, this is going to change all over the place now because these other slides were made for a different presentation. So I'm going to have to change my little picture, but just stay with me. So we had a look at what is health, why does chronic inflammation pull us away from health, also increase strength and take us away from being the best version of ourselves, and how emotions are one of the 4 major drivers that pull us away. And we know that emotion is a thought with an attached meaning that drives a feeling, which then triggers the nervous system, which then puts us either into fight or flight and rest and digest. And quite often, most of us understand that 60% of our day is more driving us into fight and flight. So how can we break that? We had a look at what the Optimist Me is, the eulogy exercise, the Optimist Me activity from the sections in your life that you could possibly want to be creating change, and the values assessment. Then we talked about what is the correct target selection. And what we spoke about in the target selection, most often enough, it isn't the system. Yeah, it's not the system. Don't ask me how to be skinnier. Rather ask me, how do I lose the mindset, the thinking, the beliefs that keep me fat? Don't ask me how to become rich, but rather ask me, how do I lose the mindset, the thinking, and the beliefs that keep me poor? ... If that makes sense. Okay, so we had a quick look at that, and we realized that most of the time, the correct target is losing the belief of self that is keeping us where we are, more than trying to learn a new skill, even though skill selection and skill training is very important. Okay. We looked at the physiological side. So far, we've looked at the physiological side, the parasympathetic breath, box breathing with the power triple, which is the witness and the courage loop on top of the box breathing. And we looked at shaking, fascial flow, new moves, new you. So just a quick recap. This is where we're going to start to run into a little bit of trouble. It's going to drop me all the way down. The Optimist Me is quite important because if we have a purpose outside of ourselves, it drives our identity. Our identity is a combination of our values, both moving towards and moving away, our beliefs, our attitude, our environment, and our behavior. And that's why we've spoken about before that if we change our environment by moving our energy state, by consuming different things, by putting up a vision board, by changing some space, we can start to create some of these changes. And that's why we want to be able to connect into what this Optimist Me is. And we want to look at Optimist Me using the tombstoning to make sure that we know in regards to our wife / partner. Sorry, this is from another slide where I predominantly work with men, so I do apologize for all the women in the group here. our children, our friends and family, our community, our body, our health, our fitness, our own self-talk, my business, my financial situation, my personal growth, my emotional growth, spiritual growth, my recreation and fun, personal environment, and anything else that's important to you. What does that best version look like? What is that balance? And I use my integrity model, and we squished it around and bounced it, and you can see that when we're in harmony, when we have great balance for us, we can smash that model, and when we let it go, it bounces back nice and strong. It doesn't stay broken in bits, and creating that balance, your own balance, is really important. So we wanted to make sure that we understood what your unique values were. There was activity for that. You'll hear me mention all the time, be impeccable with your word, take total fucking responsibility, and take the right step for where you are today. Okay. So if, we're not meeting our food needs or our personal security or our employment or our health. Yeah. So we're in a job that we don't like and we don't have great health, yet we're really trying to increase our self-esteem and our recognition and our freedom. It's most likely the wrong step. We need to ascend in layers. So the Maslow hierarchy of control, even though I come back to here and I know what my optimist me is, I know what my great purpose is, and I know who the person is that I want to be in regards to these, and I've got my own unique values here, and I'm really starting to connect in. Now we want to start to come back and have a look at where am I in this ascension model, okay, to start to see what is my next step. Do I really need to be sorting out my employment and my health, instead of trying to become one with the universe? Because I'll never be able to become one with the universe if I still have personal safety requirement needs, or I'm not really deeply connected with intimacy and love in my family. We had a look at my little model here, and we just realized that a lot of people want to go, hey, Brendan, what do I need to do in order to have abs? What do I need to do, Brendan, in order to have $1 million? What do I need to do, coach, in order to have a great loving relationship, et cetera, et cetera? And we're really focused on what system do I need to be employing in regards to, my performance to get the results that I want. Most of us focus up here where our conscious thought is. That's why we think it. So few of us get it because of how we see ourselves, the stories we have in our life, our emotions and our feelings. That nearly everything that happens under the line, okay, will drive what your body allows you to do above the line. So we always say, what is it that's holding us back? Well, 9 times out of 10, what's holding us back isn't the system. If you want abs, all you need to do is a few little crunches, but eat less and exercise more. And if you stay on top of that within a year or 2 years, depending on your start point, you'll have wicked abs. But we know most people don't do that. And even with something as simple as getting abdominals. And the main reason is because it doesn't align with how they see themselves and how they feel. So they'll need to change their feeling states with their behaviors. So it's really important for us as we go through these to understand what part of me and my story. Is it my values, my beliefs, or my stories? Is it my version of my self-identity when I feel into myself that actually stops me from achieving and implementing the system? And for most of us, this level of awareness is we want to connect in to see what handbrakes in life do I have that pull me away from being able to do this system. And that is why a high performance life, high performance health, high performance relationship, etc., high performance business is a deeply intimate sport. Because once we understand and open our levels of consciousness, we can layer in a lot deeper to understand what are our true, real handbrakes holding us back, and thus create the right reframing, the rewiring, the recommitment, these changing these motor engrams from these old faulty patterns to new ones. Build self-confidence, build self-esteem by being impeccable to our word, by selecting the right target. Now, a lot of us understand that if we are having these limiting thoughts that are holding us back in these areas, and we have 60,000 thoughts a day, if that happens to be true, and most of them, or 2/3 of them, are going to have a bias towards survival, and we're not good enough, there's a threat, don't go out and do that, what if this happens, more than the actual pure thriving part, that once we get triggered, we run through our standard filter, we become a judger, we react, and then that reaction gets reinforced, and it just keeps running over and over and over and over again. When we can create awareness that this loop is coming in, we can crush it. I've got this easy day, and we can recondition a new pattern. Okay? These fear loops run a lot without us even knowing. The more and more the fear loop runs, the more my breathing changes, the more my breathing changes, the more I get pushed into the stress system, and they all flow into each other. But with awareness, we can snap these a lot quicker, and then we can take control of our nervous system and our energy and our emotion, and we can get more opportunity and more leverage on ourselves to take good decisions moving forward. So this is the success formula. This is Mark Divine. This is Mark Divine. Sorry, I didn't reference it. That's Mark Divine. This is Mark Divine's work from Unbeatable Mind. Breath control gives us mental control. It gives us focus, concentration, and the ability to control our perception of the situation. Okay. Breath control helps us control stress. It increases our awareness and helps me use the right fuel. If I'm super stressed, I'm going to burn carbohydrates. I won't be in fat burning. Okay, it's going to impact my energy throughout the day. Okay, so breath control is emotional control. Emotional control is success. So through our breath, we can create a lot of increased success in our life. So our flow is, remember, step number one, this area here is target selection. Select the right target for you, where you are, where you truly are, and what you need and where you want to go. And remember, that is an intimate sport based on what does the best version of you look like? What is the right goal for you to be achieving at this period of time? Yeah. If your number one goal is to build your business, to create some financial security, maybe then doing a 2-hour morning routine of cacao workshops and breath work and all that mightn't be the best. You might be best to get up in the morning and spend 2 hours smashing out your goals on your business. Yeah. And then putting your health in a bit later on. Yeah. Or maybe your health is your number one, or that it's just about getting that right target selection. Most of our target selection is trying for us to remove the limiting handbrake, the limiting emotion, the limiting belief, the limiting story that holds us back from taking action. So we want to select that right target. If we don't have the right target, then once we've got that, if we start making forward and we start losing our path, we stop, we catch ourselves, we run our fear loop. Yeah, we run this. Okay. Once we get that little trigger, we run it through the filter. What we're going to do now is we're going to stop. Yeah, we're going to stop being the judger. We're going to stop being the reactor, and we're going to make some choices. And we're going to do that by utilizing this system here. We're going to throw in positivity. I've got this. Easy day. Then I'm going to visualize me succeeding. I'm going to visualize me being that best version of myself. Remember in week 1, we did the optimist me, and you created a name for that person. Yeah. Okay, so mine's just Bolus McTaw. That's a guy that I was called when I was a young guy back at school. Life was quite a bit different then. I try to stay away from that energy type, but now I've come back to it. That was the best version of myself. I was fit, I was strong, I was sure of myself, I had confidence. I had some negative parts, don't get me wrong, but I've connected that name back so it has meaning to me. So I'm like, with Folus, come on Folus, what would you do? Yeah, what would the best version of me do in this situation? Okay. And I visualize that success. So if I'm moving towards my goal, I've selected my correct target. So this is me. This is my correct target. Okay. But I start to move towards it, and I'm aware of a negative loop. Straight away, I get control of my breath. I get positive. Come on, Brendan, you've got this. You are that version. Yeah. You can do this. It's only one step. You've planned it out. You've done it times before. Why is this important to me? And I get really positive, and I break it down. Then I visualize the success. Me seeing it, feeling it, moving it, enjoying doing the work, enjoying the challenge, enjoying the thing. And then I break it into small little steps. Okay. And every time I have to make a plan, the first thing I do is I observe, where am I? Where am I in relation to that goal? Do I need to upregulate my emotional state, downregulate? Yeah. Where is the goal and where am I? Okay. Once I've observed, then I'm going to orientate. Okay, cool. Now I'm going in this direction. Now I'm going to decide my path, and then I act. Okay. And this is why understanding ourselves on a really, really deep level is quite important, because if I don't understand what's the best version of me, what's my identity, what's my passions, what's my purpose, what are my values, my beliefs, my story, what's holding me back, Yeah, what's coming up for me? If I'm distracting myself all the time by listening to music and dancing and playing, or driving with podcast on, going for a walk with a podcast on, listening to music here, look got the TV on here. Do you know what I mean? Always catching up with people, always having to do exercise, and I don't spend enough time just being, just listening, just connecting with myself. I won't get that deep level of awareness and consciousness to truly understand where do I sit and what my right targets are. So it's really important. Oh, another little shift. Let's see if this one works. And why this is quite important is for a lot of us to understand Optimus Me. What is our body, my balance, my life, my relationship, my partners, my friends, my time off, my joy, my bliss, my business? What's the best thing for my brain, my mentality, my emotional intelligence, and my beyond, my spirituality, my connection to the universe, to Gaia, to Mother Earth, to the divine masculine, to all these energies. But quite often, what I show the world is this persona. I don't show this world this Optimus Me. I'm showing the world my persona. And my persona is based off my parents, my culture, my society, my education, mentors if I had them, what experiences I had when I was around this top line, and then my perception of self. What did I choose to attach to that? Yeah, did I attach growth and learning, or did I attach more shadow stuff? Based on that, then my ego is going to keep me safe. It's going to protect me. It doesn't want the true me to be seen. So it's going to hold me back, and it's going to keep me busy and distracted. Okay. And then I'm going to show my persona to the world. Well, is my persona my Optimus Me? Is my persona my Optimus Me? If it is, we don't have to do much. If it's not, and you're really happy, you don't have to do anything. Yeah. But if you aren't thriving, if there is some area in your life that's holding you back, and you do want to create some change, yeah, then we want to be able to connect to what is this Optimus Me? Yeah. And what is my ego doing so well to keep me safe by presenting this persona? What do I have to create? Safety. Okay. So I'm a big believer that most people say we have to do two things in life: gain pleasure, avoid pain. I'm like, that's cool. I understand that. Yeah. But we've also got energy conservation. Yeah, that makes it a triangle now. You're going to avoid pain. You're going to gain pleasure, and it's going to be on a base of energy conservation. But now I've got a new dimension to that, and that all lives within the bubble of safety. As long as all of that will fit in the bubble of safety, I can really take action. Now, for a lot of us, to truly understand, where is my safety? Where is my values? Where are my beliefs? Where do I feel safe? What part of me am I worried about hiding from others? Yeah, what is the right step for me to avoid pain and to move into pleasure? And how can I realign, rewire, reconnect, refacilitate my values, my beliefs, so I can ascend to a new identity, so I can live out my higher level of purpose with passion. It's a really intimate sport, and it all starts with awareness. So we come all the way back to awareness precedes change. So I know it's a little bit quick. A quick run over and really long, but I wanted to make a longer video there was a number of people. There was about 7 or 8 people that couldn't make it this week. I've never had so many people miss out in a week, because I've never run 2 in the one time. So it's really important for me to help you get to that next stage. So if you haven't done your tasks in week 1, I highly recommend you do them. Yep. What is the Optimus Me? What is the eulogy exercise? What are my values? What do I want in life? Now in week 2, we're going to start to see what part of me, the real part of me, what part of me is holding me back and stopping me getting success. Yeah, because at the moment, if you want to make more money and I give you a better money system, you most likely won't follow through on it if it doesn't fit with the parts of you that will keep self-sabotaging. Quite often, it's not what we do. Yeah, it's what am I prepared to give up? Yeah, people always go, Brendan, how do I lose weight? And I say, you don't want to lose weight. You want to lose the mindset that keeps you fat. Yeah, you need to lose the mindset that keeps you poor. You need to lose the mindset that keeps you unhappy or in broken relationships, or etc. Okay. And for a lot of people, they always go, what can I do? What can I do? And that's good. We do need a system, and we do need to understand what it is that we want to do. But also at the same time, what are you prepared to give up? That's a really important thing. to achieve your goal, what are you prepared, let me see if I can make this a bit bigger, to give up? Okay, so we want to make sure that we're aware of this, and that's where impassionate inquiry comes in, and the target selection, and what is the right target. What is the right target in regards to my needs, my stuff, my belonging, my things, in the areas of my life that we were looking at? What is the right target for you to be working on in this stage of my life? Yeah, how can we recreate, reconnect, rewire? Okay. Oops, am I going the wrong way? No, I'm going the wrong way. No, I'm going the right way. Let's drop it down one more. I do apologize, and one more, and one more. So just remember, awareness is all about restoring your freedom to choose what you want instead of having your past impose on you. The compassionate inquiry is being done through awareness when you're driving, when you're showering, trying to disconnect a bit more, try and spend a bit less time doing and just sort of a bit more time being. You're going to have a look at your box breathing, and we're going to note the witness, what comes up. Yeah, we're going to run the courage loop, the courage wolf if we need it, and we're going to be aware of our self-talk. Okay, we're going to journal. We've got our box breathing, and we've got our gratitudes, and there's the 3 gratitudes. Now, with whatever comes up, next week we are moving into release. We're going to have a fire ceremony. We're going to come together as a community. We're going to hold safe space for everyone, and everyone's going to get an opportunity to gain strength through vulnerability and being able to integrate a past to be a powerful tool that creates them a superpower than it being a thorn in their side, creating weakness and irritation, and then we keep trying to hide it. So we're going to go through a fire ceremony, and we're going to release some of the stuff that has come up for you during this week of practice. So I look forward to you integrating. I look forward to holding space for you on the weekend. Have a great week, and have a great week. I'll add this into the page. I'll add in a link, and there is a little bit of homework because I've got this sort of a double-sided version of this box breathing triple step so you can understand what to do. Have a great one.